Jeff Button. I'm a 97 graduate of West Point. My degree was electrical engineering. This video is for Dan Burnette, the CEO and founder of Kodiak Robitics. I've researched the company and what you guys are doing with the self-driving semi, how you've created the Kodiak driver, the recent partnership that you were able to establish in order to take the company public. That is awesome, and congratulations on that. I'd like to invite you to the video teleconference August 29th at 3 p.m. Eastern time, if you're able to make it. I've published 3 videos that can improve safety for the trucking industry. The first is a backup camera. Basically, I have 2 of the T-Mobile phones. I video called each other and then electrical taped one to the back bumper, the IC bar at the rear of the trailer, and was able to use that as the backup camera. So if 2 cameras are placed, they can be put between the 2 brake lights on each side of the trailer, and then a cable runs to the front of the trailer, and then a connector transmits that video to the tractor, and a console or the tablet that most trucking companies use for their ELD can provide that video as the driver is backing up. That would really improve safety, hopefully eliminate any of the deaths that are caused by the truck crushing a worker on the dock. The second is using it as a tail camera, combining that with the dash cam system. It would improve the safety of the vehicle operation. And then the third video, I bought 2 of the floodlights from Home Depot. I also electrical taped those to the IC bumper, and I use that as backup lights. So those 3 videos would definitely improve safety in the industry. With the autonomous trucks making so much progress over the last 5 to 7 years, I think the earliest driverless shipment was by Plus AI, and that was almost 7 years ago. They went from California over to Pennsylvania, only stopping for fuel. And I just saw, researching it on Google, that Plus AI is still in operation. They've just partnered with Goodyear for the intelligent tire technology. If the cameras are placed at the rear of the trailer, it makes sense that a camera system would augment the autonomous shipment, meaning three cameras on each side of the trailer, at the front and the center and at the rear, provides you side vision for the computer vision or the perception and the AI program used for self-driving. In addition to having the cameras, the landing gear and the roll door can also be automated. So those are additional data lines that would be needed. If you place a camera underneath the trailer, you can ensure safe operation of the tractor-controlled operation of the landing gear to lower and raise. The ISE tractor, it's a yard tractor, and it's self-driving. It's able to attach and detach from the trailers at a distribution center. So with 13 different inputs inputs going into the tractor, a data cable, can be used similar to the current umbilical that provides power, lights, and signals to the trailer. With the electric semis going into production next year, I actually think Elon has a 1,300 mile range on the Tesla semi, and I'd love to prove it to him, convince him to rent out the track at Daytona for a day. I'd put batteries underneath a set of double trailers. You would have to connect the trailers with a power coupling, so this would increase the standard of the junction box, which is the umbilical cord, and two of the air lines, one for service, meaning operation of the trailer brakes, and the second being the emergency line that releases the brakes from the drum in order to operate the tractor trailer combination. If the air pressure goes below 60 psi, it begins to shut down that vehicle. So if I can convince or even coordinate the call for a discussion on the feasibility or the pros and cons of updating this standard, I'd like to know what you think. If cameras on the trailer would be useful for your program, if you agree that it's a improvement for safety. And I'd also like to talk to you about your program. I started my company website yesterday, and I have 4 divisions that I'll be working on. I'll raise the capital about $100 million by the end of the year. So the first division is a transportation company. I'll purchase 80 trucks and trailers. The plan is 40 in January and then 40 January of 2027. I would build 4 trucking terminals similar to what Schneider has, where I just picked up this load of solar equipment. They're in the south side of Dallas. The company I would model would be who I'm working for right now, D&M Transport. Started out with Damon as a dispatcher. He bought his first truck with cash, and now the company is up to about 130 trucks and about 150 trailers, I think. I would have to check with him. The operation is set up well. It's incredibly efficient. He has a person for each of the areas needed for that trucking operation, and I'd gladly pay him to assist with the startup. The second division is an AI company. I intend to partner with 2,000 drivers, give each of them 2 GoPros, similar to the dash cam that I've used on my YouTube series, to document all of the different shipments that I've made. And I think I have 175 different videos on my YouTube channel. The GoPro 13 has GPS, so it would provide the location data along with the footage of what the drivers are recording. With 2,000 different drivers, you would have different perspectives, you would have different techniques for them to describe what they are doing, what they are thinking and why, what they anticipate, what they've planned, describing the different situations. Like this here is a construction zone, so we know the lane narrows. We have oncoming merging traffic, so I've already slowed down. So now I'm doing 61 miles an hour. Now the construction zone is done, I'm able to move into the pass allow the two vehicles to merge. And with 400,000 driver hours, this would be a video library in order to provide the self-driving companies that are already in operation, or those that wish to start, that library for machine learning training for a VLM. And that's why I'm interested in working with Kodiak first, just to get your advice. If 400,000 hours is enough, if it's too much, what would benefit your company? I don't believe that the Kodiak driver is able to back and dock. The 400,000 hours will produce the instances required and basically cover almost any situation. I've seen so many different things. I've had the trailer slide on me out in Aspen, Colorado because of ice, and to know that you need to start moving forward to keep it from falling off the road. I don't know if the software development team had a driver included on the design or not, but I would love to work with you and partner with you if this is something that you're interested in. It will take about 4 months to produce. I'd probably need about 2 weeks just to get all the packages put together. 2 of the GoPros, an external hard drive, 2 of the 256 gigabyte SD cards to put together the video on what is needed. It would be packaged as a daily folder with all the video files in it, and then the AI model will be able to have the video already classified by that driver's description of it, and if they are able to identify those instances where it is dangerous or difficult, simply by stating dangerous or difficult, that can be a marker that the program can easily pick up on, identify the hazards and the actions taken by the driver. I believe Aurora, Waymo, Wabi, and I think there's a couple of other self-driving companies. I think your guys' input is needed. So Packer, which is Kenworth and Peterbilt, Volvo, Freightliner, Tesla, Mack, International, Western Star would all be invited to this teleconference. The 4 main trailer manufacturers I plan to invite are Great Dane, Utility, Wabash, and Hyundai Translead. So if everybody's working off of the new standard for the junction box, both for the current operations that we have, so the trailers are interchangeable, and then also looking forward to the autonomous shipments. Prime Robotics already has an autonomous pallet mover. I took their idea of using a hollow pallet. You don't have the center beam needed on that. It's able to move a pallet from one storage area inside the warehouse over to a picking area where the items are transferred to another pallet. Using that concept, and it was Dr. Kumar who put the video on YouTube. It was a TED Talk about robots that fly and cooperate, and 16 different drones were able to perform various maneuvers, and it was autonomous. And that was from 7 years ago, I believe. So if 22 of the pallet movers were to coordinate, they could load or unload a trailer in about 2 minutes. That would save me about 3 hours per day where I'm getting loaded or unloaded. That's important for us to have a touchless shipment. With your truck, the Kodiak driver, an autonomous ready trailer, meaning the automatic roll door and landing gear, you'd actually be able to place the order, have it moved have it completely transported with robots. That is so close, and I don't think anybody's tried to coordinate this yet. So my fourth division would be a home builder. I plan to do 2 neighborhoods of 100 homes each. The 2 projects I worked on as a construction project manager in California were just beautiful homes, $1 million homes. In Corona, California, I worked for 1.5 years on a project that went up and over a ridge line. We blasted about 1.5 million cubic yards of rock. It was a $28 million project, and we put in 512 home sites. So $512 million project. The inspiration I got for wanting to become a home builder was when I worked on the Lennar project in Rancho Santa Fe, California. It's right next to the Crosby, which is where Phil Mickelson lives. And back in 2007, those homes were 4 and 5 bedroom, 5 bath houses, and they sold for about $1 million each. And looking it up on Redfin the other day, they're now worth between $4 and $6 million. So researching the Florida and the Texas markets, it is possible. In Texas, you don't need a general contractor's license, so that is where I'd build the first project beginning in 2027, and then the second project in Florida in 2029. The AI division would jumpstart my company. I'm going on vacation to Daytona Beach August 30th to September 7th, and that week I'll raise about $5 million in capital. That covers the $2 million required for the driver packages. Each package is about $1,000, and then $1,000 for each driver for filming and recording for the month. And then based on how many sales I'm able to get, to also do a profit sharing with them. So that's the outline of my company, and I'd really like your advice. See if you would like to partner, if it's something that would benefit Kodiak as my first client. It would be important, and I think it'd be a beneficial relationship. And once that data is generated, the drivers would remain part of the company, and if additional footage is needed later, then it would be available again, and simply share the profits with them. So getting all of that stood up, a month of data collected and then consolidated onto a server that's able to plug into your system or to be used as a training model. I would personally deliver it there in California to you. Stay on for about a week and work with your team. The last little bit, I actually went through all the positions you're offering for your company, and I saw the director of commercialization. So on that conference call, I'm going to invite Walmart and JB Hunt, two of the largest fleets in the industry, and you should be able to I'll at least plug the Kodiak for Walmart. I think they're already using a couple of others, but I think you should get a shot. They might be a big customer for you. Kroger would be a potential customer. They're interested in the autonomous shipments for obvious reasons. But just to continue working with Kodiak Robotics would be awesome. I'd really like that. So I'll publish this video onto YouTube. I'll include links to the 3 videos that I've described. I even have a 4th video where I'm docking. I believe that was a grocery distribution center. And one of the things I'm not a software engineer, but if the drivers have a head harness like I've used to describe my docking operations, I probably have about 20 videos where I use the head harness to show me backing into a dock. I'm trying to figure out how that can be useful to train your system on how to back, so it's not just a point to point. Maybe you've already done that, I don't know. So I'm interested to hear how you approached it, how you were able to create your AI. So yeah, please call me anytime. I'm on a shipment from Dallas up to the Buffalo, New York area. So I have until Tuesday morning to deliver this shipment. I'm available all weekend. I'm able to talk and drive, so you can call me on Saturday, tomorrow, or Sunday. I'll be stopped and at the truck stop for my 34-hour break. One of the other ideas that I came up with in order to help the system classify vehicles, the driver can explain their opinion or even name the stereotype about the vehicle. The traffic coming from behind is important. Knowing that cars will always try to get around a truck, and then they're going to cut off and get off the off-ramp. actually gain forecasting ability. It's almost like by the way that you've already mapped out from San Francisco down to LA, through Phoenix and El Paso into Dallas, across to Atlanta and down into Florida and Tampa, Orlando and Miami. By